You're sitting across from someone who has never once raised their voice at you, never called you a name, never done a single thing you could point to and say, that was wrong. And yet somehow, every conversation ends with you apologizing. Every disagreement ends with you feeling like the villain. Every good day you have gets quietly, efficiently dismantled. And you can't explain how. That's not a mystery. That's a covert narcissist doing exactly what they were built to do. If this video is already making you uncomfortable because it's too familiar, hit like and subscribe because we go deep on this stuff every week. Most people, when they hear the word narcissist, think of the loud one, the one who walks into a room and needs everyone to know it, the one who brags, dominates, demands. That version exists, absolutely. But the covert narcissist, they studied that version and decided it was too obvious, too detectable. They built something far more effective, a personality that looks like sensitivity, looks like depth, looks like someone who has been deeply, unfairly hurt by a world that never understood them. And here's what makes that terrifying: it works. Here's something most people don't know. Research in personality psychology actually distinguishes between what's called grandiose narcissism and vulnerable narcissism. The covert type largely falls into the vulnerable category. They score low on the obvious bravado, but they score just as high, sometimes higher, on entitlement and on what's called exploitativeness. Same core, completely different packaging. So, what is actually happening inside that mind? The covert narcissist doesn't walk around thinking they're better than everyone, not consciously. What they experience is something closer to a constant low grade sense that they should be recognized, they should be appreciated, and the world is perpetually failing to deliver. They're not arrogant in the way you'd recognize, they're aggrieved. There's a permanent, quiet injustice they're carrying, and everyone around them is somehow responsible for it. This is why they communicate the way they do. They don't make demands, they make implications. They don't accuse, they go silent. They don't attack your ideas, they just get a little distant after you share them. And when you ask what's wrong, suddenly you're in a conversation about your tone from 3 weeks ago. This is called DARVO: deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. And covert narcissists use it like a first language. What you need to understand is that none of this is random. Every tool in their playbook serves one function: maintaining control while maintaining the image of someone who would never try to control you. The silent treatment, for example. To the outside world, to your world, they're just someone who needs space when things get tense. To you, it's a punishment that arrives without explanation and lifts without apology. You don't know what triggered it, you don't know how to end it, so what do? You orbit. You try to figure out what you did wrong. You come back softer. And they've just taught your nervous system that their approval is something you have to earn back on a rotating basis. There's also the martyrdom, and this one is subtle. They sacrifice, they give, they help, and they make sure you know the weight of everything they've given. Not loudly, not with a bill, just a quiet, consistent accounting that surfaces whenever the relationship feels like it's shifting away from them. After everything I've done. Said once, maybe twice, it's just a sentence. Said over years, it becomes the architecture of your guilt. And the projection, this might be the one that breaks people the most. The covert narcissist will accuse you regularly of the exact things they are doing to you. You're too sensitive. You're manipulative. You make everything about yourself. You hold grudges. And because you are a person who actually reflects on your behavior, which they are counting on, you take these accusations seriously. You examine yourself. You wonder if they're right. Meanwhile, they have successfully transferred the focus of the entire relationship from their behavior to yours. Here's a fact that might reframe everything. Studies on narcissistic personality structure suggest that covert narcissists typically have a more fragile sense of self than their grandiose counterparts. The aggression, the control, the manipulation, it's not coming from a place of strength. It's coming from a place of profound internal instability, wrapped in a persona that was engineered to never look unstable. that doesn't mean it's your job to fix it. It means you finally understand what you were dealing with. Because the hardest part of recovering from a covert narcissist isn't the anger, it's the confusion. Grandiose narcissists leave wreckage you can name. Covert narcissists leave you questioning your own memory, questioning your own reactions, wondering if maybe you were the difficult one all along. You weren't. The fact that you couldn't name what was happening doesn't mean nothing was happening. Some things are designed specifically to be unnameable. Now you have a name. So here's what I want to leave you with. Have you ever been in a relationship, friendship, or family dynamic where you constantly felt like you were the problem but could never pinpoint why? Drop it in the comments. Not to vent, but because someone else reading your comment right now is going to feel less alone for the first time in a long time. And that matters. See you in the next one.